I have pushed all of the appropriate buttons. Now we are
We're,
lived.
we're on the internet.
Yeah. 2 days in a row again, dude. We're
I
killing
know.
it.
I
We're
know, dude.
we out here or whatever
We're
people
gonna be
say.
rich and famous. We're gonna live at high rises in LA with TikTokers, dude. We're gonna live off DoorDash gift cards. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm still not a fan of DoorDash.
Well, if you get enough gift cards and it's the only way you get to eat, you can become a fan of DoorDash. So
Yeah, I suppose, but I'd still rather just go get the food and eat it while it's warm.
yeah.
Sounds like a better time to me.
Well, sometimes it's nice to just know that the food is on its way, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. Um,
Circumstances it could be.
yeah, but yesterday we talked about Doctor Strange.
Yep.
So if anybody, was interested in that, I mean, you can find the video, here on Twitch, or you can listen to the podcast version wherever you're listening to podcasts.
Yep.
Which if you are, you probably see it's like right there. I mean, just click it and all this stuff. You know,
That's what you do.
yeah.
What it do.
Um, but yeah, I mean
Right.
today, I guess we didn't talk about the Moon Knight finale.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dude, I watched it a long time ago too, so now I don't even remember it. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, I think the only thing I really remember was the exact ending. And spoiler alert if you haven't watched the Moon Knight ending, but he's back again with a new personality. I think
Yeah,
we did. I think we did talk about the Moon Knight ending though, didn't we?
we didn't.
I could have sworn we talked about like like all three episodes that we just didn't
No, we
watch.
only talked about two because we podcasted last Tuesday, and then
Mm,
it was on Wednesday, and then Thursday we saw Doctor Strange.
okay.
Yeah, but
They have
I
a
mean,
giant god fight, like
yeah, there's a giant god fight, and he saved Steven and came back to
mm,
life, and Layla became Scarlet Scarab, uh,
yep, which is apparently
Taweret's avatar,
yep.
and then Arthur is Amit's avatar, and he gets defeated, and then he goes to an insane asylum, and then in the post-credit scene, some guy we don't know who comes to pick him
Mm.
up, and then we find out it's Jake Lockley, another personality, and he's still working for Khonshu because Khonshu only released Steven and Mark, but not Jake.
Mm. How many personalities does this guy have?
Those are the main ones,
Mm.
the main three. Um, and it's a little bit different, like in the comics, than it is here, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I wish they would have introduced more of his friends, though, from the comics. Um, but hey, who knows? Maybe one day, in a future installment of whatever we get, we'll see Frenchie and some of the others.
I don't know who those people are, but I'm sure they're great, and we'll. But like there was obviously enough love for Moon Knight for them to justify making a little independent series. So obviously he has quite the following. In the series as a whole. We'll see how it ties into everything else, and hopefully it'll just keep moving forward, and we'll get Oscar Isaac in the MCU because he's killing it right now with all the roles he gets. So
Yeah.
he,
Um,
he did SNL this season. The season of SNL was actually really really good. I was really surprised.
is it?
Yeah, they've been suffering for like the last 5 years, which is just because Trump was in office and it was basically just too easy for them to make like free basically political humor because everything he does is absurd.
Well,
But
I mean, Trump stuff was funny for like a day, and then it just became repetitive because the punchline of every joke is he's an idiot, and it's like, okay, well, good
yeah,
one.
and, Keenan Thompson, who's like the oldest, like not the oldest, but like he's been on SNL the longest. I think it's been like 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So he was on the Mike he was on Mike Tyson's podcast a few episodes ago, and he talked about how that Alec Baldwin, he said like that Trump role kind of drove him into a freaking creative wall. He said like it was like making him depressed because he just
Mm.
kept having to do it. He felt like a clown. I think that's what he said or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's. But going back to the main point though, this season of SNL was really funny, and like Oscar Isaac hosted one episode, and he was really funny. Like he
Didn't
was,
didn't Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth
yeah,
Olsen just do it?
not
Too?
Elizabeth Olsen, but it was just him. It was just Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, but was she on it?
Yeah, she was like she made a quick little cameo for like 3 seconds, I think, for one of the skits. But I
Hmm.
don't think, but I no, she didn't do any main skits or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Trying to think what else, but I can't really. Nah, it's just Oscar Isaac stuff was really funny. I just think the first skit he did when he was like the going against the incumbent mayor of like the whoever the mayor is of the city of where Paw Patrol is set,
Oh God.
complaining about how they got rid of all the police, all the firefighters for six dogs and a kid. What is this? It was really funny. At least I thought it was funny.
Paw
But
Patrol is on a roll.
yeah, I guess that's what they say. I don't know. I've never had the fortune of watching an episode of Paw Patrol, so I couldn't
My
tell you.
nephew watched it, and when your nephew watches things, you have to know about them.
Yeah. We should probably do a Moon Knight series wrap up episode because I got to really go back and like watch them all in a row. I think for me,
Mm.
for like the series to really last, maybe that's what I'll do this Saturday after I walk my dog. Crazy amount of miles I usually take her.
Yeah, maybe. Um, Lucasfilm announced that Ahsoka started filming.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram post. Saw Dave Filoni's hat there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have any
Oh,
opinion on Ahsoka?
I mean, she's a good character. There's a lot of good characters that came out of Clone Wars, like Rex and all the other clones, quote unquote, that came out of the series are pretty dope. I mean, like strong opinions. I'm sure I've talked about it before. I think she's basically who Rey should have been. What I mean when I say that is a very well developed character that actually had things that contributed to her accruing of power over time that made me believe on screen when she has a commanding presence that she earned it over time. Um, you know, but it's just she's like I don't know, I don't really know have anything spicy to say about her. Just to be 100% honest, like I think she's a great character, and I hope we can move on,
Yeah.
and I hope it'll be great.
I,
Rosario Dawson's playing her. Rosario Dawson is really hot, so I'm pretty sure a lot of nerds are going to be beating their dicks watching this series. So that'll be fun.
do you think it's like a controversy that they didn't hire Ashley Eckstein to
Who?
the voice actress?
Well, it depends. Like, is she willing to step up? Was she willing to step up for
Yeah,
the
I think
role?
she talked about it.
Okay.
And
Because
she
it's like fight choreography. It's like you guys remember acting is kind of like a really athletic job. So and voice acting,
Yeah. I mean,
some voice actors
I don't
aren't
have
even.
a problem with it. The thing with Ahsoka, like I've always felt, is like early Ahsoka is really bad.
Hmm. Well, it's because the early seasons of the Clone Wars are just really really bad. Like
No,
that's
they're not even that bad.
the first few seasons of the Clone War are kind of
The
really
first
awkward
season is
and
pretty awkward. The second
yeah,
season though is like, that's when we get like most of the stuff with Mandalore and like
that's
uh,
like the third or fourth season. What are
that's
you
the
talking
second
about?
season
Uh,
with Satine and Obi-Wan and all that. That's the second season. I'm watching it right now. I'm on my rewatch.
I thought either way, or maybe there's like 27 episodes of the season though, right? So
They
maybe
were
there's
long seasons, yeah.
yeah, maybe
But
I'm thinking there's more seasons than there actually are because I thought there were like 5 or 6 seasons. So
there's like 7.
oh well, see, I don't know what's going on.
But season 6 and 7 each are like 10 episodes or maybe less.
Okay,
But
but
yeah,
like
but
the
it does
first
get
season,
much better later, of course. But yeah,
yeah,
like the way I've always felt about Ahsoka is like the longer her lucky get, the more likable she is.
yeah. And she's just a good Jedi character. She's a new original creation, which is also something important. And I guess, um, maybe I'm quoting this wrong because I rewatched that series, not the series, but I rewatched like the making of like Boba Fett. I watched the whole thing because
Hmm.
it was actually pretty cool, and they like said some things. I guess Ahsoka was an original character made by George Lucas. Do you know anything more about that? Or
Yeah, he made her for the Clone Wars TV show. I mean,
yeah,
the
I
Clone
thought.
Wars movie. The Clone Wars movie.
Oh,
Because he was working on that Clone Wars movie what in like 2006 or whatever. Um,
oh man,
and
what a movie that
yeah,
was.
he brought on Dave Filoni
Mm,
to work with him. And Dave Filoni's talked about the story about how he got hired a lot of times and just
yeah,
like
I
you
thought it
know
was a joke at first.
yeah, and how he nerded out and stuff. And like his whole background was actually drawing and because he had worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and all that is still hand drawn stuff, right? Like that's how
Yeah,
animation worked then. And George Lucas said, "Well, we're gonna do it all with computers."
yeah,
And it was very awkward, but yeah, George Lucas worked with Dave Filoni on these things, but yeah, it was still like Clone Wars was still all, like the movie was all still George Lucas like creative control and everything. So,
mm,
um, but I think Dave Filoni like because that's his first real project and like he helped shape that character moving forward.
mm,
Um, like he pretty much owns Ahsoka as a character, you know.
yeah.
The weird thing, like the weird anecdote about George Lucas and Ahsoka is like that he insisted on her wearing the tube top as like a 14-year-old.
Good old George. Good old.
um,
Uh,
what the truth is of that, I'm not sure, but that's what I've heard.
yeah, I mean, every character from any animated series has been sexualized by some point by the internet. There's like a really like a whole cultural phenomenon around it called Rule 34, which is basically like if it exists on the internet, there's probably pornography of it somewhere. So
Yeah, I think some of that's weird. Like, oh, I'm a 3,000-year-old vampire cat woman, but I look 12, so it's not
yeah,
creepy that you sexualize me. Yes, it is.
it is.
You
Yeah,
still
well,
look 12.
there's a lot of memes about that too, which is like funny. Like, there's even one where like they arrest her because she's dating someone who's like 19, and he's like, "This is like a child compared to you, you piece of shit. You're going away forever." And she's like, "Damn it," which is fine. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it's aside from the Obi-Wan trailer, like I don't really get super stoked for series anymore.
Yeah.
Like I hope it's good. I saw like like I said the post on Instagram, but I don't know anything about it. We don't really have a trailer out, so we really haven't seen anything. And all we know is that Rosario Dawson loves the character, and Dave Filoni loves the character, and they have the budget basically to do whatever the fuck they want. It looks like at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Like I didn't realize this, but I guess the Rancor for a lot of parts is actually like they built a giant mechanical Rancor for like a lot of scenes in Boba Fett, which is really crazy to me. So they basically like if they can build a giant mechanical Rancor, I'm pretty sure they can do what like they can spend money on whatever they want to spend money on. So just see
Hmm.
what the set pieces are. We'll see how the fight choreography is because we know that she's a fully trained Jedi now. We know that she's a lightsaber expert, duelist, master, whatever the fuck you want to call her. And we so obviously the expectation of badass like lightsaber fight scenes or whatever's going to happen is going to
I have a
go on.
feeling that the show is just gonna be Ahsoka finding Thrawn and Ezra, and you're gonna hate it.
It could be certainly. I'm still hoping Cal Kestis is going to show up one of these days. If they can tease BB-8, I'm pretty sure they can tease whatever. Not BB-8. What's not fucking, God damn it! What's the name of that little robot from fucking? Hold
Oh,
on.
the robot from Fallen Order.
BD. There we go. BD1. Now there we go. Yes.
Yeah, it was in Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah. So, oh, I'm still hoping that Cal Kestis might show up at some point because I really do think he was really well received character, and I think that Fallen Order was a really popular game. So we'll never know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Um, Apparently there's a new Doctor Who.
Oh, that's right. That is the thing that happens all the time, right?
Well, it's a weird thing. I mean, like they've total. I haven't watched
So
since.
wait, wait, is there a new Doctor Who series, or did the Doctor regenerate into like a new
Yeah,
person?
it's gonna be a new Doctor.
Who is it? Who'd they pick? Like I know it's a big thing. Like I kind of moved. I don't know. This sounds like I sound like a dick, but Doctor Who, like I just kind of grew out of it. Is probably like the best way to describe it. Like for me, I don't know. I just
Yeah, I mean,
well,
the,
you can only recycle the Daleks and the Cybermen plot so many times before you just get kind of bored.
I
And
feel like certain people do it well and certain people don't.
mm,
And like Matt Smith was,
legendary.
yeah, and then it was Peter Capaldi, and he was okay. I watched his series,
Yeah. Well, that's how
but
David Tennant got his start, right? Was from
yeah,
Doctor Who.
David
Yeah.
Tennant was great, but like it's I haven't watched any with Jodie Whittaker, and it's not because now it's a woman, so I'm not gonna watch it. It had nothing to do with that. It's just like I don't know, like even during Peter Capaldi's run, I started to lose interest, and I didn't even finish it. Like I didn't even finish it because I remember he
Mm,
got like the new companion after Clara, and then I watched like half a season of that, and then I just stopped watching it.
mm,
But yeah, new Doctor is a guy named Nkudi Gatwa, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
mm.
Um, so he's gonna be the 14th Doctor. He'll become the first black actor to lead the show, but he's not the first actor of African descent to play the Doctor.
Mm.
Apparently, Joe Martin played a fugitive Doctor during Jodie Whittaker's seasons on the show. There's another thing about him that was important that I'm sure they're gonna mention because they have to. So he's best known for his role as Eric Effiong on Netflix's Sex Education. Don't know if you watched that.
Nope.
Um, okay, I don't see it mentioned. I'm scared to look at the comments. I don't know. I think he's a member of the LGBT community.
Mm.
Uh, from what I've seen, I saw people complaining on Twitter that you see the full spectrum on Twitter, of course. So you have the people complaining that this is a woke casting because he's a person of color and he's in the LGBT community. You have people on the other side complaining that it's not a woman person of color because it should have been. I don't know why people care so much. People just get really invested in everything when they have a cause. Um, if you guys like Doctor Who, just wait and watch it. And if you like it because it's good, then you like it. And if you like it, if you don't like it because it's bad, then you don't like it. Like who cares?
Yeah, it comes down to
Like
just who's the best writer.
Matt Smith was nobody before he was in Doctor Who, and he
Yeah.
was like my favorite modern Doctor. Like you never know. Like
Uh,
uh,
Now he's going to be in the new Targaryen series. Are you stoked about that? Like, I don't remember
I
if you.
wouldn't say I'm stoked. I mean, I'll watch it, and
Yeah, same.
it's something to look forward to,
Yeah.
which is like that's what gets me through life is just having things to look
Yeah.
forward to be honest. Um, like even like this week, like Thursday, I have a follow up on my wisdom teeth,
There you go.
and I'll be near Dutch Bros, and I'm like looking forward to just getting Dutch Bros after
It is the little things in life for sure.
yeah. Um, my web
So,
page is totally bugged.
alright, so new Doctor. What else is going on? So, I mean,
Avatar got a
people.
trailer,
Yeah,
The
and
Way
Way
of
Way
Water.
Water. We saw that trailer, I believe, on Thursday.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
in the movie. Like I was surprised when like I saw the news like oh there's a new trailer. I was like wait didn't I see this trailer last week?
Yeah, it's crazy. They've been talking about an Avatar sequel for like the last 10 years, and I really did enjoy the first movie. I went and watched it again like a few weeks ago, and I really do still enjoy the first movie quite a bit. But I'm a really big sci-fi buff, and I just
Yeah,
think it was a really good sci-fi story.
I need to
Um,
rewatch it.
yeah, and I just think also the aliens look fantastic, and you have to remember this is like what 2009, 2010, something like that, and they just look great. Like they jump over the uncanny valley and they land in a place where it's familiar to us. So that's always really important.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but like during Doctor Strange trailers, there were like rumors that like Tom Cruise was gonna be superior Iron Man.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think as Reed Richards probably like you said, like we were talking about yesterday. Reed Richards replaced this like that universe's Iron Man basically like in the Avengers. What seems like is that there was no Iron Man, or at least he had a much reduced role in that
well, there
universe.
probably is an Iron Man, but it's not,
Reed Richards, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently this rumor probably came out because the writer of Doctor Strange 2 said that he wanted Tom Cruise to appear as Iron Man.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it didn't happen.
Well, now we confirmed that it didn't happen. So too bad, so sad.
Yeah. Apparently, Miss Marvel's powers aren't going to be the same as they are in comics necessarily, which we already knew.
That's always worked basically. I don't think anyone's like one to one had the same powers aside from like what Captain America and his is just being a super soldier.
Yeah. James Gunn says Guardians Volume 3 has wrapped production.
Good.
So
I
that's
think we talked
cool.
about that. I think we touched on that yesterday.
Yeah, we did mention that. Moon Knight head writer reveals plans for an Eternals cameo. So there was originally going to be an Eternals cameo in Moon Knight, but it didn't end up happening. That there was like a couple. They said there was like a couple cameos or a couple references to the bigger MCU that they had planned, but they cut all of them,
Yeah.
which is
They,
good.
well, they probably wanted to see how. And they also probably wanted to see how Moon Knight landed with the fans before they connected it to the greater MCU. Like but I know you're really a big fan of it being just its own independent story and staying on its own legs.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy for it to take place in the MCU, but we don't need to have constant references to everything else, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Taika Waititi, who is the director of Thor, Love and Thunder, and he did Thor Ragnarok, he says Gore the God Butcher is the best villain in MCU history, uh,
Mm.
and he's gonna be the villain for the Thor movie. So, I mean,
Who's playing him?
Christian Bale.
Oh,
It's
I think they
I
talked.
don't know if we can
Yeah.
trust the source. I mean, it's his movie, so like, of course he's gonna say that. But
Yeah, Christian Bale's a great actor, so we'll just see what happens. I guess. I think we talked about this earlier too.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I just briefly
No,
mentioned it. Yeah,
just not a lot going on in nerd news. Yes.
yeah. I mean, there's some comic book news, but it's pretty boring. Oh, Disney Plus announces a new ILM docuseries called Light and Magic. So ILM is Industrial Lights and Magic, created by George Lucas. It's his special effects studio that he created making Star Wars. And they've influenced everything you know of modern day VFX. So that's cool, right? Right?
Yep.
Um,
I just found the best. I'll send you check your phone in like few seconds here. Hold
okay.
on. Just found, sorry, it's very important what you're talking about, and I pay and I respect you as a human being, but also, man, like that filter. You just check it out. Anyway,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it.
all right.
Uh, Doctor Strange reviews mostly praise Sam Raimi with reservations.
With reservations, whatever. Like it has a lot of weak spots. That's definitely a given. Like like again, that memory scene, the memory shell scene, or whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Doctor Strange escaping from Mordo was definitely another awful scene, like just a bad sequence. So but I definitely wouldn't see this thing getting hammered by like on Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that.
Yeah. Are you? Did you like text me or something?
I Snapchatted you.
Oh, I don't use Snapchat.
What you Snapchat me all the time.
What do you? What? I don't even have it
Yeah,
downloaded.
last snap you sent me was 3 weeks ago. That's all the time for me.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's the
I
social as
sent you
I
something
get.
3 weeks ago.
I think so.
I deleted Snapchat like 2 years ago.
Oh. Yeah,
Snapchat.
you've responded to me before lately.
Uh, Let me see. maybe someone else is Snapchatting you as me.
Mm.
Apparently, on the Apple App Store, Snapchat is editor's choice. Log in. I don't remember my login. Snapchat. Cancel. What is my login? I'm guessing it now because I have no idea.
Mm.
Like I said, I deleted this app like years ago. Um, is that it? Nope. We could not find your credentials. Is that it? Ah, it's loading. Maybe.
Oh, Snapple.
Maybe. Oh, suspicious login. Okay, you can text me, I guess. I will input the code whenever you
I
text me.
believe. It's such a process. I'm glad everyone's here to join us on this process.
I mean, I'm not getting the text. Kind of weird. Hello.
Even change your frickin'.
Send code again.
Make sure it's the right number.
I mean, it doesn't tell you the full number, but it's the right last four numbers that they give me. So, yeah, that's odd. I have to wait 20 seconds before I can make it send the code again. So, but I'm not getting the code. Who's been Snapchatting you from me?
I have no idea.
You said 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, or something like that. I've already responded at least this year.
Oh, there it is. Continue. Wait, they made me wait a minute to send me the code?
You're in a low connectivity area.
Okay.
Hey,
Whoa, who are these chats from? I don't know who these people are.
Why is your friend? Like, they could be like.
Okay. Let's see. What am I looking at?
Is it me being chased by the fish?
Oh no! And now I see that one. It was a bong.
Oh well, there you go.
Who are these chats from? Hello there, cutie. I found you on Snap and you seem kinda cute, lol. Anyway, love my story and let me know if you think I'm cute or invite me on sex.
Yeah, dude, don't you want to be invited on the sex, bro? Come
on. Okay, next one. Oh, hey there, babe. I found you on SC and you seem kinda cute, lol. Anyway, geez, what are these spam bot messages?
They're bots. You've been identified as a single male and under your 30s. So
I'm not single.
Well, I don't know. Are you on Facebook? Did you change your status to married?
On what?
On Facebook?
Oh, I don't use Facebook.
Well,
I think I only know one of the people who've sent me a friend request. I don't know who any of these other people are.
You're an adult male. So you're getting swarmed by bots that are trying to get you to give your information.
They're all bots.
They're all bots, dude. It's nothing but bots. Bots all the way down, brother.
Wait, but I have some from like 6 weeks ago and stuff that are open already. I didn't open them.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Someone's using your account to get nudes, bro.
Why didn't they have a suspicious activity thingy? Suspicious login, whatnot. Bullshit. Shit. Anyway, what do people even use Snapchat for these days? Is it still the same thing that they always did?
Well, I use it for nudes. I don't know what you use it for.
that's what I thought it was used for.
Right.
But I don't know if I would if I was single if I would still do that.
Well,
because I feel like you can get in trouble for people claiming you sent them unwanted photography.
Well, that's the thing about Snapchat is that the thing everything kind of deletes itself after a while, so it's really hard to like.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still saved on servers.
No, well, it's like the thing is about it has like an up to 2 week storage before it's eliminated from most of their cloud, and then I don't think it's hard saved anywhere.
Anything
So
that's sent with a signal is stored somewhere.
yeah, we'll have to
But
see.
like
But
the
because they
thing
haven't,
is,
why haven't they recovered the cash yet? Then like that's the main thing. Like, don't you think that would be liquid
well, if
gold?
someone was interested in it, they could, right?
Well, don't you think hackers are interested in anything? Hackers were interested in releasing the names and numbers of like 4 million people that were on that what spouse cheating website. You don't think like people's personal snaps is a juicy target?
Sure, but you know, not yours or mine. Like if you're
Man, I don't know. My dick's pretty nice.
if you're a
I think any
celebrity,
hacker
then
wants it.
then yeah. But like we're not celebrities, so nobody gives a shit about our genitals.
Speak for yourself. Whatever you say.
So, um, but yeah, like I mean, whenever like I was single and used Snapchat, like it was always like I always did it in a safe way, meaning like I never asked and I never sent like first. You know what I mean? Like I would just talk to people and then like sometimes they would just decide to send some pictures and then
Yeah,
then you kind of reciprocate, but like
yeah,
you never I would never lead it off and I'd never be like, oh, send me this. Like I would just like talk, and be like, oh, okay, and then you let them lead the conversation. There's a lot of horny people out there, so
yeah. There are, especially horny women.
yeah, especially on Snapchat. and
Yeah,
and and the thing is, like, it's really easy because if you're on dating apps because you hate yourself in your life, because that's the only
yep,
reason to be on dating apps.
yep.
um, it's really hard to get matches when you look like me. And so most people on their profiles link their Snapchat. So you can just add them and they don't even know what you look like or who you are. And then you start talking to them and then you send them a picture and then they block you and never respond again.
Exactly, bro.
And when I say
Exactly.
a picture, I mean a picture of my face.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times.
I don't know. I use it to talk. I still use it to talk to a lot of friends. I think some of the filters are really funny sometimes too. But
Yeah, my
I have
nephew
used
loved the filters when he was like
it
young.
to be super horny before. So like I won't like lie and say that I don't. But it is what it is. Any other news going on? Should I take over and talk about?
I mean, there's not really news. I mean, it's kind of all dead food.
Oh yeah, we're right after a big Marvel release, so we're between releases right now. Obi-Wan's coming out at the end of the month, so no Star Wars content basically because we're not gonna release
Oh,
any.
George Perez died. That's very sad. He was
Yes,
67.
yeah, that guy.
He's like a legendary comic book artist, like
Ah, okay, yeah.
crazy legend. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
okay, don't fall and don't break anything.
this fucking cheap ass chair.
We did a Doctor Strange review yesterday. We can read what commenters think.
On our video.
No. They didn't comment on ours. I mean, psh,
Oh,
we're too cool for that. I mean,
you go down in the comments and talk shit about the people talking shit about us, bro. I mean, like
yeah.
I just think the general vibe for Doctor Strange is really like just positive. Like I'm sure there's going to be some negative Nancy's, but that's just the internet these days. Like they just want to talk shit just to talk shit.
Yeah, this guy spelled Wanda with an O.
Nice, Wando or
No,
like with
Wonda. Wanda.
Wolda.
Yeah. Uh,
All right.
oh my. Yeah. This guy's like his grammar and stuff isn't very good, but he said, plain and simple, it was not good as the first Doctor Strange. Wanda single-handedly defeated everyone? Question mark. She should have had those powers in previous movies. Oh yeah, she couldn't. Movie would have been short. Marvel would not made $1 billion if Wanda revealed her true powers too soon. In my, in parentheses, personal opinion, best part of whole movie was seeing John Krasinski as Reed Richards. Spoiler alert.
I mean, he's not wrong about the last part. But that guy was just, he's just saying a bunch of things, and he's on the internet complaining with poor grammatical skills, and maybe English isn't his first language, and I'm
Yeah,
sorry if it
I
isn't,
think
but
it's the
also,
same with this guy. I think this guy must be French because his name is Maxime Para.
oh boy.
He said weird movies, liked it, but did not loved it. Too much subpar CGI.
Hmm.
You thought it was very good CGI.
Yeah, I do. Well, oh, excuse me. Oh man,
The Illuminati scene, while cool, felt out of place tonally.
I don't know about that. I feel like there wasn't very good lead up to it, and I feel like the Illuminati joke was really out of place and really stupid.
Yeah.
But aside from that,
This guy
not
said the Illuminati were too weak. Hell, Xavier is supposed to be one of the most powerful mutant out there, and he didn't even put up a fight. My dude, you're looking at this wrong. The Illuminati were not too weak. Wanda is just that
really,
strong.
she's a Scarlet Witch,
And
Like even in the comics,
if you
she's
if
pretty
you know
OP, right?
comic power levels, Wanda is like the maximum power level you can be for a mutant, way higher than Xavier.
Was she like kind of like Phoenix almost?
She's even more powerful. She's Omega level. Like I mean, Phoenix is powerful, obviously, like the Phoenix Force.
Mm.
But like there are very few Omega level mutants, and most people wouldn't believe you if you told them who they were because it's like Scarlet Witch and Iceman and um some people say Cyclops is up there because of his laser beams come from a different dimension, But whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hell fun. I didn't know that. I always thought he was
This
kind
guy
of like
said he
funny.
didn't like how Doctor Strange had Green Lantern powers. Um, but I thought I thought his spells were way cooler in this one. Like he like manifested like living snakes out of his like magic and like created like a buzz. Like sure, okay, it's very Green Lanternish when he makes a buzz saw out of magic and stuff. But uh, this guy said, "Why would the smartest man in the world blur out Black Bolt's weakness to an omnipotent being before trying to kick her?"
Because I also read a lot of people were saying that actually him revealing like Black Bolt's weakness was also super in character for Reed Richards, who's like, this guy will fucking destroy you using this specific power, you piece of shit. And he's like, yeah, it sounds like Reed Richards being a dumbass. Like he's smart, but he's a dumbass sometimes. I guess I don't know. A lot of people do say that he is smarter by Tony Stark, but like leaps and bounds, like Omega Brain.
Yeah, from what I see, people who hated it looked like they had way too high of expectations.
Yeah, or
Um,
they were expecting like this series to launch the new Fantastic Four.
yeah. This guy says one nada.
Oh, also I saw another funny. There was another funny comment, and I wanted to know if you agree. Do you think this is the best Fantastic Four movie we've gotten so far?
uh, to be fair, no. I don't actually think the first Fantastic Four was all that bad.
Yeah,
I
same.
think it
I
was
saw.
fine. And I liked parts of Silver Surfer. But I also thought a lot of other parts were really stupid. But yeah, clunky, blah blah blah, sloppy writing. Where's Vision? What? What do you mean? Where's
Where
Vision?
where is
He
Vision?
did.
Where's he in the other universes
I
though?
mean, maybe where's White Vision is the question. But didn't he also get like torn apart by Vision? I don't know.
Vision destroy himself? What the hell?
Anyway, it was okay. Great CGI, but weak story. Could have been so much more. The cameos were just fantastic. Ha! I get it. More bad storytelling, but I guess if you are filled with nothing but childlike wonder, you would enjoy this movie.
Damn, well, fuck you too, pal. I was gonna fuck
What? If dazzling lights and cheesy dialogue and jokes is your cup of tea, go see this movie. Marvel produced yet another amusement park ride movie. Also, the way they handled those characters that cameoed in the film was downright awful. Someone said you're gonna Martin Scorsese us, and you choose that for a username. This guy's username is Texas Poon Tappa. What the fuck?
Yep.
Uh, uh, what the? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! This guy does not deserve to be on the internet.
What do you say?
Okay, so the original commenter who's like saying like this is like a kids love this or whatever will love this. That guy's name is Texas Poon Tappa, right?
Yep.
Which is already like kind of a weird username.
Yep.
And then the guy calls him out on his username and he said, I wanted to go with Little Kid Lover. That way people know where my priorities are at.
Oh.
How's this guy not banned off of this website?
I don't know.
Jesus. I think that's a quote from something though.
I couldn't tell you.
I think that was a quote from like I don't remember what, but it was like a thing where like maybe they were like trying to start like a daycare or something, and they couldn't. They were trying to think of a name, and they came up with that or something.
Daddy daycare.
Little, I don't know. No, it wasn't. I don't. It's something I heard recently. I don't remember what it was.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, or maybe it was in I don't know. I've been rewatching a lot of the Star Wars Robot Chicken things lately.
It's good shit.
So yeah. Um. Okay, I'm done with these comments. That was cancer. Okay, what do you got?
Uh, well, I guess I'll just send the links like last time, or I guess I can just read it out maybe.
Mm.
Um, so week 2 of tour releases for the week of May 10th. Starting off in the fantasy department, we have Miss Rule, which is the second book in the Malice series by Heather Walter. Blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get the consequences. Seems to be a revenge plot, probably a little more complicated. A lot of primary seems to be female characters. Seems to be very intense. Good if you are into LGBTQT plus books. Let's see what else we got. Siren Queen by Nigvo. No maids, no funny talking, no fading flowers. Lily Way is beautiful. Appears to be more of an Eastern influenced fantasy novel, not something we get a lot of. Seems like magical girl goes to Hollywood. Rather be a monster than a maid. Looks like she's trying to become like an actress, and things go crazier from there. So, yep. And then last on the list for this week for fantasy releases is Kagan the Damned by Jonathan Maberry. This looks like a revenge story for a guard. Looks like he's supposed to protect the royal family. He is drugged, fails in that duty. The entire royal family is killed. And the rest of it seems to be a revenge story with magic, intrigue, and all the other stuff. So, yeah, there you go. If you're interested in reading anything, check out Tor.com. They always have links, direct links to where you can go and buy these books.
Was that it?
And now we got science fiction.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll share this.
What?
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm looking at it.
Oh. That's here. Let me give you the link for science fiction. Sorry, I thought.
She got poop.
There you go.
All right. They have different sections.
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
All right. So the first for week 2 for science fiction is called Under Fortunate Stars by Ren Hutchings. Seems like a little bit of Star Trek timey-wimey wobbly stuff goes on where a group of spacefarers encounters a research vessel from the future. Apparently, whoever's in charge of this research vessel is obsessed with the past,
Oh,
and yeah, they have
right,
crazy.
but like who wrote this? Like because I mean like
Ren
I mean
Hutchins.
who wrote this like synopsis? Because
Oh,
like this guy's name is Eldrick Lisan Gronsky, and instead of just saying Eldrick, like when they mention him again, they use that long ass last name. Why?
that's his full name, bro.
Why?
I don't know. But out of that, something you and I are into.
Oh
There's a
yes,
new
I've seen
Star.
this.
I guess there's a new Star Wars book out this week. Star Wars Brotherhood. This appears to be set in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, it's about Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Slipping through their fingers. Yep. Was gets its patch. What are you
yeah,
gonna
and this
go
is a
there?
Kato Namoida that was
Yeah.
that was mentioned. You know we
Asajj Ventress makes an appearance. Apparently.
oh we love
Cool.
Asajj Ventress. We love us some of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, one of my favorite Clone Wars era books is Dark Disciple.
I've honestly, I haven't, I've only read the Tron series, and that's the Thrawn series, and that's about it.
Which one? The newer one or the older one?
The old series, like from the 80s. Um,
Uh, well, so do you know who Quinlan Voss is?
no, it sounds familiar, but
Quinlan Voss is really cool looking Jedi
mm,
who can use he can use like
his fists.
no so like he can touch like items
Mm,
and he can like he can like have visions of like memories from the item
mm.
and stuff. And there's like a name for it, but I don't remember it. And something similar happened with Ray in the movies, where like I think she touched like
Force,
the
Force Echo, I think it was called.
yeah, like she touched the knife or whatever, and like saw her parents get killed or something weird
Yeah,
or like that. Um, but yeah, and then like, he gets like sent on this mission to like take out Dooku or something, or like yeah, and he ends up like with Asajj Ventress like fighting her a lot, and then like you know then they get like trapped on a ship and like do the deed, and
what
yeah,
happens when you get kept up.
it's an interesting book.
Yeah. Wait, Star Wars Brotherhood is or a different book?
Oh no, Dark Disciple. I haven't read Brotherhood, but I've seen it, and I knew it was coming out, but
Yeah. Well, if you're interested in Star Wars books and you're more caught up than I am on those, pick it up, give it a read. But this honestly looks like a standalone book, so
yeah, yeah,
if you're looking to start off reading, maybe this is a good way to get into the Star Wars series and see what it's all about. It's definitely a different experience when it's on paper rather than when it's on a movie. So
yep.
yeah. After that, we have a shitload of crazy powers. Frost Files number 4 by Jackson Ford. Something telekinetic government operative, something returned from the dead to wreak havoc, something Egan might have survived the flash flood of the century, but now she's trapped in a hotel by a bunch of gun-toting maniacs, and her powers are gone. So that sounds like a crazy book, and if you're looking for something crazy to fill your time, there you go.
It takes place in Los Angeles, and that's kind of a shithole, so I'm not interested.
Yeah, sounds like a regular day in Los Angeles, to be honest. Let's
Yeah.
see. Child Zero, the last book for this week. Uptake of bacterial infections, meningitis in Frankfurt, blah, 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 blah,
Uh huh.
blah.
Yep. Diseases. Brilliant.
Diseases, it looks like diseases.
We didn't long beat these infections. Meningitis, cholera, and tuberculosis are still things that kill people.
Yeah. Well, I think what he's trying to say is that started becoming super resistant to the drug because they would
Yeah.
kill a lot. They would kill a lot more people, but for the drugs that we administer and the vaccinations we give out every day. So
Fair.
Some to a sprawling shanty town. Victims died in perfect health. Oh, so it sounds like some sort of. It sounds like an interesting mystery, a little bit trippy. Seems to be like a kind of uh, uh like a post-apocalypse, but like the post-apocalypse, like the apocalypse was apparently like some super diseases that wiped out Earth. So it looks like a good, interesting little thriller. A detective who lost his wife is going to investigate, and apparently a lot of people died mysteriously, and they were all in perfect health, which is like not the norm. There's a 12-year-old child there that knows all the answers, and he's being hunted down by mysterious men, and this police officer needs to save him. So there you go. So,
Awesome.
yep. I'm just gonna do some quick gaming news, but even though it's not really news, but it's just fun stuff I picked off of Kotaku, so I can feel like I contribute. Um, just so
Kotaku
this first,
is so bad at like
yeah,
reporting news, like when it comes to like Twitch and stuff.
yeah, but they do have fun little stuff like this. I guess Mass Effect 4 merch potentially is labeled with Commander Shepard iconography or whatever, however the fuck you say it. So, you know, it could be Commander Shepard coming back, which is to me, I prefer to make new. They make new characters. Mass Effect Andromeda they really just dropped the ball. That's what happened. That's what happened. Like with all these big AAA games flop, they release a game that is obviously not in good state. Mass Effect Andromeda was a really good idea. You literally get on these giant colony ships and you fly to another galaxy. And you have to basically, like, after when you get there, you realize everything's all fucked up. Almost all the colony ships are disappeared. This universe has like some weird, crazy anti-technology cult running around in it. You gotta deal with, and you're just,
Nah.
it was an interesting game, but it was just horrible animations. The voice acting was all subpar. Like it crashed a lot. Everything looked like shit. The graphics looked like garbage. Like very, very weak writing. Very weak writing. Probably the weakest in all the Mass Effect series, and the Mass Effect books were actually quite good. So that just goes to show you what EA is capable of doing sometimes. Um, which is fucking an entire series because they think the name will just carry it forward and people will buy it without even realizing what they bought. But nope. Uh, so hopefully, Mass Effect 4 will turn it around. We'll get something good, and EA will shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, if they got to bring Commander Shepard in to get the fans going again, hopefully it'll just be a good video game. That's all I can say. So, yep. But I really love Mass Effect, in case you couldn't tell.
Well,
Sorry,
bless you,
I
sir.
apologize to all our viewers. I have really bad allergies this time of year. Here's the next one. Um, this is just something that popped up in my feed. I've been thinking a lot about. The idea of the console wars didn't exist until the Xbox 360, the PS3, and the Nintendo Wii were all out at the same time. This is when it really became that these are the only companies that are capable of producing consoles and churning them out en masse and delivering them to consumers. The Xbox 360 sold the most units in the first console generation, and the second console generation, the PS4, won by a landslide. And now, in the next generation, it's going to be the Nintendo Switch. The Switch, like the next generation of Switch handhelds, are just really great, solid pieces of hardware. And I just, if you've ever thinking about getting a Switch and getting some games on it, I really always recommend it because it's just the Nintendo Switch is a really great console. It has great games, and they use like everything. Just yeah, it's great. I
But
love
the
Nintendo.
PS2 is still outsell like still the best selling console of all time, right?
Probably because that thing was made of cheap plastic, and like they could produce hundreds of thousands of millions of them. But
But it
you
was a
know,
great console too. Let's be
it
honest.
was because it had a lot of good games on it because they were all made in Japan. Uh, so you know, but the Switch is just yeah, Switch is great. The Switch, if you were thinking about it.
I did see a news about a new Lord of the Rings game.
Yes, yes. They're making a Gollum one too. Here,
Yeah, I knew about
I just
that
want
one.
to throw this one out there real quick. One last little piece of news, if you don't mind. Just in case you didn't feel bad about yourself enough. This guy beat Elden Ring while blindfolded.
Oh yeah,
He
I saw
didn't.
this.
Yeah, he was completely blindfolded.
Oh no, I didn't see this one. I saw the guy. I don't know if it was this guy. Someone
Yeah,
beat Super Mario World.
it's crazy, but it happens. In Elden Ring,
Yeah,
it's just there's the boss animations are really juggled up. Like they're really trying to break that serious repetition between the boss attacks, but at the end of the day, they still have very significant audio cues. And this guy beat him blindfolded. So in case you ever felt like you're bad at something, you probably are. So there you
did
go.
isn't like speedrunners just are like crazy. Like,
Well, they also like okay. One, it depends on what category. There's two categories of speedrunning that determine the difficulty of it. There's glitchless, and then there's glitched. Glitched is
mm,
like where you do a set of things and the game breaks, and you're able to like skip most of the game. And then there's glitchless, where you need to be really, really, really good at the video game you're playing.
yeah, but a lot of people do like Dark Souls, like no damage runs, like and shit.
Yes,
Like that's
yeah, they do.
crazy.
Yeah, I've done. There are also some games that I played before that have permadeath, like hardcore survival modes. Subnautica is the one I play the most. That has I played on the hardcore survival a few times, where if you die once, you basically have to start over. Um, it's just fun. Add to the immersion, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. New Lord of the Rings game. Take it away.
So they haven't released anything in a long time. Blah blah blah. So this up here says the last Lord of the Rings game was 2006's Battle for Middle Earth 2.
Which is a good game.
Was War in the North was a Lord of the Rings game though, technically, wasn't it?
I think because I remember they gave us like a quick like a burst of 4 or 5 Lord of the Rings game at the same time when that
Yeah,
around,
and Lord
and
of the
I think they
Rings
were
Conquest
and
was
They had Lord of the Rings Champions too. They had a Lord of the Rings MOBA like League of Legends, but it was Lord of the Rings. But they got shut down because nobody played it.
the Third Age was a terrible game. It was awful. And yeah, like they said at Final Fantasy clone, that's why I hated it because
Yeah,
I
and
hate combat,
I remember I played this.
turn-based
I used
combat.
to play this. I can't remember. I think it was that one that mentioned earlier, where it was like Star Wars Battlefront, but it was like Lord of the Rings, and you could like
Yeah,
melee swap.
Conquest.
Yeah, that shit was
The
the
game was
fucking best.
sick,
Yeah, that game was awesome. I don't know why they couldn't have done more of that, like something like Dynasty Warriors, with Lord of the Rings, but I guess that'd be too good of a
and
decision
it
to
had
make
it
it.
had a sick you could play campaign
Yeah,
and
and I
like the
guess
campaign was great.
you could do the evil campaign too and attack the Shire.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. That game was so good. Like you could
yeah,
like choose your class pretty much. Like you'd be like a warrior
we're a
or like
ranger,
an
uh,
archer or yeah.
like a shield guy tank, or like a
hmm
heavy bruiser, and then you could unlock heroes. You could play as Gandalf and stuff. Maybe we should see if we can do a co-op campaign of that. I'm not sure if that's a thing. I gotta check.
I think you have to like buy the game special. Like I don't think you can get a digital version of it for some reason. Like because
What's
I
it
tried to
called
find it.
again?
Lord of the Rings Conquest. So apparently this new game is going to be called Heroes of Middle Earth, and here's the description. It will
Oh,
feature.
I heard it. I heard this is a mobile game, isn't it? Where it's kind of like a collectibles, and it's made by the same people that made Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where you kind of like collecting here, like you collect like.
Mm, it might be a different one. I'm talking about this one.
No, no, no. I mean, no. I mean this game, the new game. Sorry,
Oh,
not the old game, but like the game you were just talking about, the new one
oh,
coming
I
out.
hope
Like,
not.
I heard some news that it's like going to be some
Turn-based combat, I hate it already. Nope,
see
I
deep
don't
deep.
want the nope.
Hey, so you see that where it says deep collection
Basically, it's
system?
going to be Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's even being developed by the same
Just
team.
fucking called it.
Oh my god. This is
Yeah,
the
so
worst news ever.
you're
Oh,
gonna
here
be
we go. Perfect comment. Lord of the Rings game. Woohoo party. F2P mobile. Okay, this is complete shit. Nothing to see here. Why'd you even bother waking me up for this crap?
yeah. Wait, go scroll down. What does that say, dude? This comment has been brought to you by Frodo Hobbit Legends.
Video sponsored by Express AON.
With Eowyn.
I would play the shit out of an ARPG set in Lord of
Honestly,
the
at
Rings.
this time, dude, like, and I don't know, maybe this is gonna get me. This is gonna get the entire internet pissed off me, but it does not seem like the Lord of the Rings camp, the people that own the franchise, are capable of making like good decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really starting to seem like they're like kind of like they don't know what they're doing like in the modern age, and they don't know how to connect with people that have genuine like artists working for their studios.
I mean, I get it. Like, mobile gaming is popular among some people, but for people who want to play fun games, like nobody's looking for mobile gaming.
Mobile games, yeah, like this is like a fun little collectible game where you like, oh, you can play like with your favorite heroes, and they say their favorite lines, and maybe like oh, this character was voiced by Ian McKellen, like for a few great
Yeah.
for like like
Dude, and it's like
flying tools.
they release cool trailers for like mobile games, and then you download it, and it's like,
It's the
oh
worst,
wow,
yeah.
now I'm playing
It's total,
Star Wars Candy Crush. Thank you for
it's total
scamming me.
shit. Yeah, but hopefully one day Lord of the Rings will get some good video games, like War in the North or something
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Conquest. Such a good game. I love this game.
Maybe if we could set up a Hamachi server and we could torrent it, and then we could play it that way. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't know anything about any of that, but
Well, I would need to. I could set it all up for you. So.
All right, fair enough.
But if it has local co-op, that means we could technically do that. But anyway, when does the new Lord of the Rings come out again? I keep forgetting.
It comes out in September of this year.
Have we gotten any other news or nothing?
I haven't heard anything. I don't even have a disk drive for this mother shit box garbage. $70?
Yeah, because it's not. Oh, that's why it was made by Pandemic Games back when they were good. So no wonder it was a great game.
What about War in the North, huh? $45? Man, what a scam.
I have War in the North, actually.
I had it for Xbox 360. I had both of these for Xbox 360. But I gave them to my nephew because I'm nice. You can get it on eBay for cheaper. Many reviews list this game as hot garbage. What? Who says it's hot garbage? I think all these reviews are like 4 or 5 stars. These stupid people. Okay. Anyway.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of news out, it seems like.
Not a lot of news.
Doctor Strange just came out, so we're in a Marvel dearth. Obi-Wan's coming out at the end of the month, so there's not going to be any new releases aside from the Ahsoka. And, they started recording for Ahsoka. That's great, but, we still don't know anything about it. We don't even know, what the main plot is, or we don't even know, the time setting of it, I think. We don't know, right? Or is it going to be after everything that happened in the Clone Wars?
Presumably it's after The Mandalorian.
Okay. Well, I wonder if Mark Hamill's going to be in it.
I would expect not.
Well,
but hey, who knows?
See.
Oh my god, my legs hurt.
Yep. Time to go. Time to eat some food.
All right.
Get me off.
Goodbye.
Internet.
Goodbye, internet.